It's coming up to 9:10 Wednesday morning, and our guest for the day, Shygirl, is here. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm awake.
You're awake. You're alive. She's here. There's been much topic of conversation as to whether or not Shygirl is a morning person.
Well, the club finishes at 6 a.m. So I guess that is the morning.
Technically, she's up and at 'em from 6.
Before you, yeah.
Before us, actually, yeah. So thank you for coming in this morning. Was there any element where you were like, oh, no way, not doing that?
No, as soon as I heard it was you, I was like, obviously, I'm going to be here. I love you so much.
Well, the feeling is very mutual. Thank you for making the valiant effort to be here this morning. And how's life for you at the moment, Shy?
It's good. It's good. I'm very, very busy, which is always how I like to stay. I don't know how to not be busy, actually, so I'm really trying to learn how to plan for that. But yeah, it's not happening.
Have you always been like that? Have you always been like a doer and want to be productive and do?
I've got like ADHD, so I need to be stimulated all the time, and I fixate a lot. So that's why I kind of keep lots of things happening at the same time in the studio, at the club, planning the next club night, and 2 records at the same time. So yeah, it's a lot.
It's all good. It's all go. And so what's this week consistent of? Because we have the EP coming out on Friday, Club Shy Room 2. We're also doing... We're also doing...
You can help me if you want.
I'll fly up. We are also doing this international club night on Friday.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because what is this?
So basically it's 6 cities they're having parties on Thursday night, and I've curated all the lineups with local promoters, people who have supported me for ages and who have been asking for me to be in the cities, and sometimes I have, sometimes I haven't been able to make it, so I was like, let's just join together and do this. And we're filming everything and streaming that on Friday, and then I'm at Boiler Room Friday night, and that will be like the last video to go live.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, it's a global takeover. I want to be everywhere all at once.
All at once, absolutely, as you should be. And have you always loved partying?
I'm actually more of the after party girl. Like, I will go to the club, pick who I want to come back to my house, and but you have to go to the club first, I guess, to get the right people to come back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And do you think there's a perfect mix, that perfect like alchemy for and afters?
Yeah, because not everyone matches the vibes, and you kind of have to be ruthless to pick who is going to be the best person in your house. There's nothing worse than picking the wrong person and them killing the vibe.
Yes, or like bringing their mate, and they're cool, honestly.
No, it's no plus ones. No plus ones.
No plus ones. So that's coming out Friday, which we can't wait to hear. And then you're also doing, as you said, another record. You're also working on an album alongside this.
So yeah, I kind of work better to do 2 things at once, and especially if the other thing is a slightly different vibe, I feel like it keeps me, I guess, like provoked to be creative. And yeah, I'm working on my second album, and it's going to be kind of different from the club. So yeah.
Has it began?
It's kind of nearly finished.
Oh wow.
Which I'm surprised at, but once I get in, it's kind of hard to not finish it. I don't like leaving something unfinished.
I know this is an annoying question because it's not yet finished, but when would we get a taste of the new album? I
really want something else to come out this year, but it will definitely be towards the end of the year. Like, something will happen. Yeah.
Excited.
Because I get FOMO. I'm like, when other people are doing things, I'm like, well, I should be doing it too.
I should have an album out. I should do this. I guess now as well, the way that music's released and, consumed, you can there's not sort of rules to follow, and I guess it can be done quicker in a sense. You could just get into the studio, make something and release it, like that Doechii song that she released like the night she won the Grammys, about being a winner.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she knew she was going to win. She had that for
Wait till I win and then press release.
But no, this is the thing about doing the club nights as well. Like, I can play demos out, and I have been for ages, and it's kind of nice to know that like people don't know it's me and they just love the song. So, and I pick up different things. Like, when you play it to other people, you're like, actually, I don't like that bit. I don't like how they move then. Like, I need to do more. So the club nights have been really part of that process.
Yeah, good testing ground. Yeah. And do you take advice from people? Do you want advice and opinions?
Oh, I had this big discussion the other night with my boyfriend, actually, because he always likes to give advice, and I'm like, no, I kind of just want you to say it's good. But I do really respect his advice, I guess. But like, yeah, I just say it's good.
Just say it's good and keep it moving, please. I love that. I love that. Shy, we asked you to pick a heart racer song, something that gets your heart going. What have you gone for, and why?
I've gone for A Pearl by Mitski, and it's actually, I haven't listened to a lot more of her discography, but this one I am obsessed with, and it is kind of to do with my boyfriend, because it really reminds me about being in love in a weird way. I don't even know what she was writing about, but that's what it reminds me of, and that feeling of like headlessness and losing yourself into something that could be destructive. You don't even know, you're just like throwing yourself into it.
Wonderful. Let's get into it. Mitski and A Pearl, the choice of Shygirl this morning.
You're growing tired of me. You love me so hard and I still can't sleep. You're growing tired of me and all the things I don't talk about.
Mitski and A Pearl on 6 this morning. The choice of our guest Shygirl, who's with us in the studio this morning. Hi.
Still here.
Still here. Still here. Still good. We asked you to pick a heart racer, which you can. That's up to you, your own interpretation, and you picked that. And you mentioned your boyfriend and being in love. Has that had an influence? Do you think on what you want to make?
Yes, definitely. I think. In the sense, I don't want to give him too much credit, but like in the sense of like self-discovery and it being like another new part of my life. I've always kind of written about love and my experiences, but up until this point they'd been kind of like disastrous. And I'd always kind of written in a way to turn it around and see what I got out of it, you know. And this one is interesting writing about it because I'm still in it. I'm not looking back. I'm trying to be introspective in the moment, which is a very new experience, and about being self-aware, which is still something I'm getting used to.
We're all still exploring being self-aware.
But yeah, no, it's really good. I thought like if I found a healthy relationship, I would have nothing to write about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely good to...
Can happen because the drama and the trauma and the broken heart can always be a bit more inspiring, I imagine.
Yeah, you get a bit addicted to that process. It validates everything.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm annoyingly in love.
We just don't want his opinion.
Exactly. That's how a good relationship works.
Yeah, just say it's good. Take us right back, Shy, and go way back to the beginning. Who were your first early influences? Who was it that sort of pricked your ears?
Well, my first, actually, I've got a funny story. There's two songs that by two different artists that I used to practice in the mirror, thinking like, if I was ever chosen to be in Stars in Their Eyes, like these are my two go-tos. And it would be Seal, Kiss from a Rose.
Huge.
Which I have actually covered in the Live Lounge before.
Oh, yes.
And then the Cardigans, the Loveful.
Oh, yes. And
They're good bookends of like how to understand me, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I read a story that talked about your dad bringing home CDs from clubs.
Yeah, he used to run like club nights and stuff, which so I guess I've kind of like picked up the baton from him.
It's genetic.
Yes, it's in the blood, but I think I'm a bit more successful than he was. Shout out Shygirl's dad.
Hope you're not listening.
No, he definitely is. And he used to bring back like random mixtapes or just like CDs from the DJs. And it could be anything from like stuff with Craig David and like Destiny's Child on to just random just mixes. And I think that's why I've always gravitated towards the songs rather than the artists. Like I've never really been like a fangirl for artists or followed their whole discography because I was listening to mixes. So that's kind of how I see things put together just as playlists.
Well, that's sort of how your music sounds. You know, it sounds sort of genre defying, and it sort of touches on all sorts, doesn't it? So maybe that's where it stemmed from.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to give my dad too much credit, but
your dad invented the Shygirl sound. Shy Dad.
Yeah.
Get shouted on.
Disclaimer.
And then didn't he introduce you to Bjork or brought a Bjork? I love that someone
he did
left a Bjork CD in a club.
Yeah, he gave me that Bjork record, and it was the one that had Hunter on it. And I would play that on repeat on my little CD Walkman, walking down the street, thinking I was like the main character of everyone's life.
That's what we want from a pop star, please. I want the main character energy. And then, of course, you have gone on to work with Bjork, and Bjork's remixed your work, and in turn has become, a fan of you. I want to do some Bjork talk right now. They say to not meet your heroes, but it seems like you guys have got on and forged a good friendship.
I was so nervous when I met her. Actually, before that, I'd already sent her a really drunk email being like, I love you so much and your music means so much to me. And luckily she replied being like, I love BB, me and my daughter play it all the time. And I was like, oh, that's like more than I could have wished for. And that was around COVID time. So we were just emailing back and forth, which was enough for me at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And she said she was going to be in London, and I checked back in with her and she was like, let's go for dinner. I did not want to go by myself because I was like, what are we even going to talk about? I didn't know. I don't know that much about Bjork's life. I just was a fan. And which I think is probably the
best way. Yeah. It was kind of like a first date, but with Bjork.
Yeah. And Bjork was very Bjork. Like she was sat at the bar looking like Bjork. And I arrived with Sega Bodega because I was like, please come with me. So we can just tag team this conversation. And I picked a restaurant which said entertainment on there. And I thought, okay, cool. So there's going to be vibes. And then we sit down and every time we get started in a conversation, it stops because there's a sword swallower or someone singing randomly right by the table. It was so bizarre and just felt like an intense assault course of entertainment that night. But then she came back to my house and we listened to music and it was perfect.
Okay, fine. I like that Bjork did get selected for the afters.
She did come back.
She passed that Shygirl test. Well, congratulations on the EP. We can't wait to hear it. Club Shy Room 2 is out on Friday, and then an album on the way.
Yes, always. I'm never gone for too long.
No, we like that. We appreciate it. Shy, thank you for coming in to see us. Great to see you.
Thank you.
And hopefully, fingers crossed, we make it back to an afters at Shygirl's new life goal.